What is up, YouTube? What is up, Jet Nation? Sean here, back with another episode on the JETS Jet Show. Excited to be back for my last mock draft before Thursday night's draft. Super exciting. Mock draft 4.0 today. There's going to be some changes, some things that are similar as well. Let's see who I have the Jets moving forward with and continuing to develop this team with. So as most of you know, the Jets are picking 4th and 10th overall. And I have the Jets trading down with the Seattle Seahawks, of all people. They're coming up for Evan Neal to number 4. They're giving us number 9. We're getting number 40 and a 3rd round pick next year for dropping back in the draft. So we're going to pick up some extra picks this year and next year. We'll continue to build this young core. And when we drop down to number 9, we are going to select Sauce Gardner, still on the board. The Giants passed on him because they wanted, a pass rusher there. Instead, they actually went Kayvon Thibodeau and Ike Ekwonu at number 5. So Sauce falls to us at 9 after trading down. Oh my gosh! This is probably my dream scenario, being able to trade down and still grab Sauce Gardner, who I think is the number 1 player and prospect in this entire draft. We have 2 picks in a row, obviously. Then we have number 10. And at number 10, the Jets are going to take Jermaine Johnson, pass rusher out of Florida State University. My favorite pass rusher in the draft as well. Very balanced player. He can play the run. He can play the pass. Can rush the quarterback. He's got a number of different, skill sets in terms of rushing the quarterback. He's got some speed. He's got some power. He can work well in transitioning one to the other. And he's got some pass rush moves. And I think he's probably the most refined pass rusher in this draft. Maybe not the highest upside. Walker could have a little more upside than him. But Walker also has a huge downside. So after that, I have the Jets actually dropping down. We're at pick 35 now? Yes, 35. The first pick in the second round. The first pick we have in the second round at this point. And Tyler Lindenbaum falls to us in the second round, so we snatch him up, of course. He is going to be our cornerstone center, the quarterback of the offensive line for the next 10 years. He's kind of, going to become our new Nick Mangold, perennial Pro Bowl center. He'll be one of the best in the league. Fits this offense perfectly. The zone scheme. He's very athletic. He can move in space, and you get guys like him and AVT, Lincoln Tomlinson. Becton moves so well for a big guy, obviously when he's healthy, but these guys all move so well. We're gonna have I think we're gonna have an amazing running game going forward. So then we are actually going to make another trade when we get down to pick number 38. The Eagles would like to come up, and they're gonna give us. They're gonna come up from 51 to 38. To select Lewis Seen, safety out of Georgia, free safety out of Georgia. And in compensation for that, we're going to get pick 83 overall. We're going to get a 2nd round pick next year. And we're also going to give them the 3rd round pick we got in the trade with Seattle. So we're moving down now to pick 51. So we actually now have picks 51 and 52. And with pick 51, we are going to select George Pickens, wide receiver out of Georgia. And with pick 52, we're going to select Alec Pierce, wide receiver out of Cincinnati. Okay, so let's go with George Pickens first. George Pickens, I feel like he has the most well-rounded game out of the wide receivers in this class. He's rising on my board. I have him as a 1st round prospect. I think he's a better prospect than Treylon Burks. Honestly, I could even see him being the number 3. Yeah, I would say he's probably my number 3 wide receiver right now in this class. If he didn't get hurt, he could have very easily been the number 1. I think it's Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, and George Pickens right after that. So I'm thinking you can get him anywhere from 30, I think, to 50, depending on how the board falls. And I think that's just crazy value for him. Alec Pierce now. I think Alec Pierce is a good complement to George Pickens and to Elijah Moore, who we're going to be moving forward with, obviously, longer term. We may lose Corey Davis next year. We still have Braxton Berrios, but, if you're looking long-term young players that you're going to develop and have around for a while, to have Pierce, Pickens, and Elijah Moore together, I think their skill sets all complement each other really well. I think Alex Pierce can stretch the field a little bit. He's got a little more speed, I think, than Pickens. But I think these guys could all be super explosive. I think they can all do well after the catch, West Coast offense type of thing, but I think they would be phenomenal, balanced, wide receiving group. From there, we are going to actually, let's see here. We're moving down into the third round now, and we are going to trade down from pick 69. The Cleveland Browns want to come up from 78 and draft Kingsley and Enagber. I have trouble saying his name all the time. They're going to give us pick 118 to do that. So we're going to grab another 4th round pick and move back with the Cleveland Browns. And at 78, we are going to actually select one of my sleepers on the interior defensive line, Logan Hall. I really like this guy out of Houston. He's a very flexible defensive lineman. He's that kind of guy that's these really unique defensive coordinators love to have, because you can move him around in so many different places and he's so versatile. This is a guy like that Bill Belichick would love, because he could play multiple positions on that defensive line and cause quarterbacks havoc. So I think that would be a phenomenal piece. I think he would be a great complement to Quinnen Williams as well. Now, pick 83, which we got pick 83 in the trade down with the Eagles, if you recall. And with pick 83, the Jets are going to select Isaiah Spiller, running back out of Texas A&M. And I feel like a lot of the running backs in this class would complement Michael Carter really well. I think Isaiah Spiller would be one of the best complement. Probably it could be the best complement out of the top few running backs in this class, because I think he's got a little more power, one-cut explosion, run through tackles, and I feel that his physicality would be the ultimate complement to Michael Carter. Very physical guy, and a little bit bigger than Michael Carter as well. So he's really my ideal running back that I'd love to see. I don't know how he's going to make it to 83. In this mock, he was available at 83, so I snatched him up immediately. So I don't see that happening, though. I see him being probably a late 2nd round pick. Moving down to pick, 84, which we got from the trade down we did with the Steelers to go from 40 to 52. And with that selection, the Jets are going to select Kirby Joseph, safety out of Illinois, rangy guy. Complement Jordan Whitehead really well. Can play a little bit more center field. He can play cover 3, cover 2, cover 4. He's pretty flexible, but he's definitely a little less physical than a strong safety. He's definitely a little bit more of a free safety, traits and stuff like that. But he would be a great complement to what we have on the roster, and maybe take over for LaMarcus Joyner next year. Moving down to pick 117. With pick 117, 4th round pick, we select Brian Asamoah II out of Oklahoma. So you have C.J. Mosley. Again, these guys. I feel like they fit the need and the role on this defense, or even offense, to a T. He is the perfect complement for C.J. Mosley, and to get him in the 4th round is unbelievable. Like, I think he's a 3rd round prospect, mid to late 3rd round prospect. To get him all the way at 117, tremendous value right there. He's a lot more physical. Athletic. He's super athletic. He's much more athletic than C.J. Mosley. He can cover. He can run sideline to sideline. I think this guy could develop into a really awesome player. He has a similar playing style to somebody like a Darius Leonard, I think, and by no means do I think he's ever going to become Darius Leonard, perennial All-Pro linebacker, but he brings the same skill set to the game. And I think he would be just an absolutely phenomenal and perfect complement to C.J. Mosley. Moving down to pick 118, our last pick. How can I not go with this guy? I've gone with him in every one of my mocks so far, late in the draft. And he's one of my favorite players in the draft. And that's Jelani Woods, of course, at tight end. So I think he'd be a great 3rd tight end to develop to... hopefully become the number 1 tight end for this team in the future when the 2 free agents we signed, Tyler and CJ, leave the team eventually when their contracts are up and, one of the sides decide to move on. And it means so like maybe 3-4 years from now, he could take over as that number 1. I think he's a little bit raw, but his physical traits are incredible. It's a 4th round pick, and when you have all these picks in the top 4 rounds, taking a swing on a guy that's got the upside of a Jelani Woods, I think it's worth doing at that point. We filled so many other holes so far in this mock draft that, how can you go wrong? You could take a risk. It's not going to be a big deal. You're going to hit a home run in this draft if you get 3 really good starters out of it. So, to get more than that, 4 or 5 starters, it's a, grand slam every time. So, I'm super excited about the draft, though. Let's go through the picks really quickly again to review. Ahmad Gardner at number 9 overall. Jermaine Johnson, number 10 overall. 2nd round, 35th overall, Tyler Lindenbaum. 2nd round, picks 51 and 52, George Pickens and Alec Pierce, 2 wide receivers. Pick 78, Logan Hall. Pick 83, Isaiah Spiller. Pick 84, Kirby Joseph, safety, out of Illinois. Pick 117, Brian Asamoah, out of Oklahoma, linebacker. And then pick 118, Jelani Woods, tight end, Virginia, the beast. He's a monster, 6'7". Of course, in this mock, I do get my 2 favorite players in the draft, Ahmad Gardner and Jelani Woods. But what can I say? I am doing the mock draft, so. But yeah, so we only got, 2 days till the draft. I'm going to be doing some shows while the draft is going to be going on, particularly on Thursday night, the 1st round. I'm super excited. I'm getting all ready for it. Got some stuff prepared. And as always, if you guys like the information on the show, like the content, like, subscribe, share. Thank you to the new subscribers and listeners out there. I appreciate the subscription. Looking to grow the channel a little bit and do some more fun things. And I guess with that, I'll see you next time.